Welcome to Live at the Blue Box. It is now time for Input Junkie. You guys don't know what that is. It's one of our shows where this has nothing to do with that show. We have a thing called Input Junkie Satellite where we do interviews. And we like to interview artists and writers and actors and musicians and et al. And you're et al. Because you guys kind of do everything.
It's true.
So with me tonight, we have, let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Vickie Eisenstein.
Hi, Vickie. Vickie is, let's hear it for her.
Hello, Val.
That was Bill that started the applause. He didn't
Bill.
applaud when I said my name, though. So thanks, Bill. And Vickie, before we get to you, Vickie, you are a comedian. You're an improviser.
I'm a comedian. I'm an improviser. I'm a filmmaker. I do a bunch of stuff on YouTube. I'm a writer. I recently, am I on? Am I
You're
hot?
on.
Am I
Oh.
hot?
Well, you know.
Do you hear me?
There we go.
Great. Awesome. Nice to be here with you all.
What, do you want to start that again so people can hear it?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So with me is...
I'm Vickie Eisenstein. I am, thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to thank all of you, the agent that I don't have. I'd like to thank the manager I also don't have. Anyway, so I'm an actor. I'm an improviser. I'm a comedian of sorts. I do some stand-up. That's cool. Mainly I'm focusing on YouTube right now, so I've got a channel that I'm
we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm filming stuff for. I used to be a D-list celebrity in Korea. That was fun. South Korea, not North Korea, the good one. Woo! And let's see, anything else? Yeah, I write stuff too. I recently wrote a TV pilot. I'm working on pitching to agents and stuff. So it's fun.
So you got nothing going on. All right. And next to you is our other special guest.
Orion Couling.
Hi, Orion.
Hi.
Let's hear it for him.
Thank you. Yay.
And Orion, what do you do?
Oh, my goodness. A lot. I guess do a lot of things. I have a company, and it's not-for-profit, and the main thrust of my not-for-profit is we work with marginalized communities, including homeschoolers and people with special needs. So that's cool. We teach, and we do gigantic shows. We actually have a show in Schaumburg right now, which is not too far from where we are here in Elgin, another show in Tenley Park. And so we provide atmosphere and environments for people with different ability levels to do great theater. That's one thing that I do. We also have a professional wing, which we do some really cool shows. We try to do shows that have adventure-based themes usually. So we did last year, it was a very popular show called Mac Sith, which was Macbeth and Star Wars squished together.
I like everything you just said.
It came out really nice. We sold it out for 6 weeks straight. And then we this year we did Holmes versus Holmes, which was what? Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Which is what happens if Sherlock Holmes was brought in to hunt down H.H. Holmes, and that came out really well as well. I was really happy with that.
Bill Daniels wrote that one.
He sure did. He's an amazing playwright.
It was great, and I didn't know it. I saw it. And he was the lead in it, and I thought, man, this guy's really good. And then it was after I'd filmed it for you, and I'm looking at the thing, and I'm like, wait a minute, he wrote this too. What a talented guy.
Well, tangential. I had to literally put his arm into an arm lock to get him to take that part.
Really?
He auditioned a lot of people, and he was in the audition process. He's the writer, right? And he kept reading opposite of all these young ladies and reading this part. I'm like, and he was so good. And I'm like, Bill. You got to do this role. He's like, I don't like being in my own shows. That's weird. I'm like, dude, just tell everybody that I made you do it. So it's not a vanity project. Like I forced you with a lightsaber or something. So speaking of lightsabers, I also teach stage combat across the nation. I just came back from Texas last week teaching down there. So I teach. I'm a certified instructor for Dueling Arts International, teaching stage combat, and I do a lot of geek weaponry. That's my favorite thing to teach. So we teach batleth, we teach lightsaber, we teach wand as small sword, we teach bartitsu, which is Sherlock Holmes cane fighting, and then we also teach things like quarterstaff, small sword, rapier and dagger, knife, hand to hand, all that kind of good stuff, broadsword. And I'm also a stuntman. I do stunt work around the nation. I used to live in China, not Korea, so South China, not North China. So that's good.
And I lived in Beijing for a while,
did
so
you?
I was
Nice.
more north.
Oh yeah, so
it's
we
okay.
can still be friends. That's cool.
I think we can.
Yeah, I like that. So I was a cowboy out there doing a stunt show for a live show for a while. That was fun. And I just finished doing last year. I was doing some work for a possible upcoming Sci-Fi Channel show. It's a stuntman. We'll see if it gets picked up or not. I was really jazzed about it because I had the main protagonist. It was an action-adventure miniseries with sci-fi fantasy elements, and the main protagonists were gay, and I was really jazzed about that. I thought that was a really cool, bold new thing, so I dug that. What else do I do?
I've watched Sci-Fi Channel. That would have to be crap to not make it, so
Right.
I think you're good.
Yeah. Angela, is there anything else I forgot? Oh yeah, and then we run Whitney Center Entertainment, which is a cosplay group that does character performances for big corporate parties. I got to be Bumblebee like a couple weeks ago in a big Transformer costume, and that was awesome because I was 12 feet tall, and I'm not normally 12 feet tall. I was like normally I'm a hobbit, and I got to be a Transformer, and it was so much fun. And I think that's kind of is that all that I do?
Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks.
Yeah,
Have a good
yeah,
night.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I also write
Resume.
plays, and I'm working on a new musical right now. I'm working on 2 new musicals right now. I'm working on this one I'm really excited about the WASP, the Women Air Force Service Pilots in World War II. So started working on that, and that's going to be coming out in a year or two. It's going to be a jazz musical. And I just started working on a musical like this weekend about dealing with having Down syndrome, and it's going to be a really cool show. So, yeah,
Cool.
I think that's enough for right now. Yeah.
Well, no, there's one more thing. We're eventually going to be collaborating, Southgate Media Group and Edge.
Yeah.
We can't say what it is.
No, it's
but we
secret.
have a Christmas show we're working
It's going to
on.
be so good.
And we got a part for Vickie in it.
Yeah, we do.
sweet.
She's going to be fantastic.
I think she'll be fantastic
I agree.
in it.
I agree completely.
So, yeah, coming soon, something crazy.
I
Yeah.
can do everything except dance.
Oh, sweet. This does not involve dancing, but
Whoops.
there is one backflip. Yeah. You can backflip off a table, though, so we're fine. Yeah. Right? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
So, all right, Vickie.
Back to the drawing board in that part.
Let's talk to you. So, I'm going to focus on you for a minute here.
Sure.
I've watched some of your YouTube stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way we know each other, we'll kind of go from that standpoint first.
Sure.
The way we know each other is you know my friend Blair. Blair is one of the podcasters in our network. She does all sorts of stuff for us. And she sent me a thing on Facebook and said, hey, do you know my friend Vickie? You should totally be friends. So we friended each other on Facebook. And this is the first time we're meeting in person.
How long have we been friends on Facebook?
Like a year or something.
There you
And it's funny because I just, whenever, like, if Blair says, make friends with the person, oh, okay, sure. And then I don't think about it. But I kept seeing your stuff, and I was noticing a lot of, like, you didn't post a lot about your YouTube stuff. You were posting stuff about shows you were in or just, like, things I thought were funny. And I thought, oh, she's pretty talented. I like what I'm seeing here. And then I went to we have a YouTube channel that we just started, and it's mainly right now I'm taking our podcast and I'm putting them up there. Okay, so it's pretty stagnant.
Yeah.
And then I take this. William right there edits it down. Look at that dynamo. Can you believe this guy? He edits it down.
He's like a shark in a hoodie.
Makes This Week in Geek, the first show we did, into a YouTube show. So I'm like exploring YouTube and everything, and your name popped up on one of my things. And I went,
like a recommended video?
yeah, and I went, wait a minute, I know Vickie. So I clicked on it, and then I fell into the rabbit hole known as Vickie's YouTube station. It's
It's
great.
true. People get lost there for hours.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. If you're a YouTuber at all, if you like going to YouTube, it's really fun. I
didn't necessarily start out wanting to be a YouTuber. I just wanted someplace to keep like an acting reel, basically. And
Right. That's what I thought when I watched it. I thought she's not like pushing this as a YouTuber.
I wasn't. And then I just kind of got seduced by YouTube. I don't know. I started with doing sketches, basically comedy sketches, and then I got into a little bit of news satire. So I do a show called The Lunch Crunch, which is a bit like The Daily Show or Weekend Update, a bunch of just set up and punch based on the news. And then I also do an interview show, kind of like this one, but less of a nice setup. And that one's called The Eisenstein Effect. So I started doing that, and then, I made all these friends through YouTube. It's kind of like a crazy community. And they were just like, hey, why don't you do vlogs and stuff? So I started doing that.
And actually, that's what got me was the Eisenstein Effect. I watched a couple of those, and I liked that. It was your vlogs where I was like, I fell in love with it because I just kept watching them. Like, you were actually like naturally funny. It was entertaining because a lot of times YouTube, there's kind of a language to it. Case in point, PewDiePie. I know he's hugely popular. I can't stand it.
I'm not
Do you
the
watch
biggest fan
PewDiePie?
either.
I know, no.
Do you know who it is?
Uh-uh.
You know who he is.
Yeah. He's
Does
like
anyone
the
know who
most popular.
PewDiePie is? You do. Look at I got an
She
oh God.
knows everything.
He spoke. Jacob said it's the worst.
Well, was he from Sweden?
He's from
Norway?
He's from Sweden and then Germany and then
Yeah.
the U.S. But it's just that like mugging to the camera and I don't
a
like
lot
it.
of the people who become YouTube famous don't have a background in performance, so they don't necessarily know how to do more than like their typical gags that get them.
Yeah, that
people,
jokey.
You know?
Yeah, and I can't stand it.
I understand.
You know, and that's why I really liked what I saw on your station, and the vlog was great.
Oh, thank you.
I just really enjoyed it.
Right
So
before we came into the show tonight, I had not met you before. I referred to you by Ryan Bond a couple times, and I was like, she seems cool. I saw the pictures like, oh, she seems way classier than me. Quick to YouTube. And I watched YouTube. I'm like, she is talented. She's classy and talented. Damn it.
Wait, what makes me seem classy?
Well, because first thing, your production shots.
is that
are
why
really
you
nice.
texted and said
Yeah.
you weren't coming tonight, Orion?
Yeah, I was like, I'm out. Classic
There's a
talented.
blizzard. I
handle.
can't come.
Yeah, I can't come. I summoned the snow. I
well,
made some
it's good
calls.
to know that you're not going to be a stalker.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It was very. I watched your stand-up bit. I thought it was very fun.
Oh,
so
thank you.
yeah, I was like, yeah. Oh crap, she's gonna be more charming than me. Oh no.
you actually
Impossible, Orion.
You're very charming.
thanks.
You are
Oh,
very
you.
charming.
I'll buy
but
your
you
coffee,
pulled a
fine.
photo of me from when I did a magazine photo shoot back in Korea, actually.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
You know
I
what?
was like, I hadn't seen that photo in forever.
Well, all I did was I went to Google and I just typed in your name, and the reason I chose that one is it matched the one I found of Orion, which he probably didn't like me using either,
It's okay.
and I didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought the two of them looked good together.
I thought it was
And
cool.
It's funny, a lot of people were like, "What a cool setup! How'd you get that shot?" I didn't. I just stole two images and mushed them together.
Now we're going on tour next year.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
Ryan Couling.
It's mostly like her comedy and me sword fighting. It's gonna be fantastic.
I would watch that.
Yeah, it's
that
gonna be
would
great.
I think it's
awesome.
going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as she doesn't dance, I hear she's not very good.
You know what? Stage combat is dancing. I bet we give her a sword and she could rock it.
I bet you could.
Yeah.
I tried doing a stunt. I was in a stunt workshop
Yeah.
type thing, and I broke my radius.
Well,
so
was I your coordinator?
No, you
I
weren't.
wasn't. I'm just saying.
So now, Vickie, you're going to have to come out to Edge.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what you have to do? You have to do the Buffy one. He teaches Buffy
really fun.
the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, we do.
See? How did I know?
Yeah.
It's so
How did I
crazy.
know?
So
Yeah.
crazy.
Geekstradamus knows
I have
all.
a question for you. Sorry.
Oh, no.
How do you do like lightsaber training? If
Yeah.
I'm assuming you haven't actually built a real lightsaber.
Yeah, so plasma coils are the next thing for lightsabers, but they're gonna be great. The technology's out there. We almost have it. We have to reflect it back into its core for it to work. But that's not what we do. We use ultra sabers, and it's a mixture of broadsword and katana.
Oh,
And
okay.
we don't do the wushu style of lightsaber because people can't track it, and we do it for live audiences. And it's hard to track wushu lightsaber for a live audience. It's just too many circles because wushu, the strike is hidden within the circle, so it doesn't tell a direct story. We use a much more direct approach, similar to what they did in Force Awakens, to tell our stories for when we do Star Wars plays or when we do Star Wars live stunt shows. So that's what we do. So we train that.
That's cool.
It's super fun,
Yeah.
and the lightsabers are really cool. And then we all just geek out together. We have a lot of fun.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends who saw Mixed Sith and said, how cool is this? It's, Macbeth mixed with Star Wars. And they said, it's really cool and the costumes are great and everything. And then a lightsaber kicks on and it's game over. They said, then the rest of the time you're just like, bring more lightsabers out here. They said it was just incredible.
That is awesome.
That was
Yeah.
a fun show. We had everybody in that show was everybody who was a fighter was either a professional stunt person or a professional motion capture person, and so the choreography was insane. It was insane. We had a lot of fun doing it.
That is really
So,
cool. Do you ever do like Renaissance fair type stuff?
Yeah, I used to work the Ren Fairs when I was a kid, like 19, 20 years old. It's a terrible job, but a wonderful environment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. You don't get paid very much to do it, but I was
Yeah.
part of the Thieves Guild, and that was really fun because we were the only group at the Ren Fair that was allowed to be step out of.
Pickpocketing?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, but out of time, we could actually make modern references. We didn't have to be. We could be anachronistic. And you
Okay.
can't steal things from people. I guess that's what I found out. But well, what you can do. This is what we did. Our standard bit was we would get clothespins, those wooden clothespins, and we're 19, 20 years old, and we're like rogues, and we'd write things like. To return this to the Thieves Guild for one kiss, and you sneak up to a pretty girl and you put it like on her purse strap, and then you walk away, right? And that was our pickpockets. We had all these different phrases you would say, just pin them on people as you went. It was a lot of fun, and
So
then
you
you got
were,
kissed.
you were kind of put pocketing.
We were put pocketing.
There you go.
Put-pocketing.
Yeah,
Okay.
the opposite of Oliver's journey.
Please, sir, can I have some less?
So maybe, I was a professional
It
stalker.
was when he followed him home that it got a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I did boy, we're going to get all actory here. I did dinner theater at one point, and it was improvised dinner theater. It was up in Minnesota, and I had the best part, like you. It was a gangster thing, so it was all like 1930s, and we all talk like this. Hey, Ma, you know?
Right.
But I played Slim Barker, Ma Barker's son, and I had to wear a fat suit. I'm so giant that I put on the fat suit, and it was like, we got to take it out to make it fit on this guy without the pillow in it. It was awful. But the reason it was the best part, I got to go around and literally grab off of people's plates and eat their food.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. I mean, one night I ate like 10 desserts, and like, how can you be eating so much? It must be a gag. I'm like, it's not a gag. I'm a fat guy, and it's awesome. It was the best part ever.
I think my best bit was I would drop out of trees at people a lot. I just thought it amused me.
Right.
I thought it was
That's
funny.
how I was.
Right? So I would just like
A couple
wait till
people went to the hospital,
they
but,
were very
you had
terrified.
fun.
Yeah, I'm like, "Rawr." Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. My bit was I was to drop
he
out of a
doesn't work
tree and
here.
land here, and that's all I had going for it. You know, you're supposed to run away. You didn't run away. I don't know. Yeah.
So, Vickie, I want to your background. Okay,
Yeah,
so you do improvising.
Yeah.
Did you study? Did you study with Bill? Is that how you know Bill Russell? No. Okay, so you're talented and good then. No, I'm kidding. Bill's wonderful.
I just got what that was directed at. Oh, dear.
Bill and I were in a show together a long time ago. He was the director. Bill was up here. So I have nothing but good things to say about Bill except in public. So I love Bill. So what's your background?
Well, my background, I was a very shy child. I was the person in class who every teacher conference my mother would hear, she needs to talk during class. She doesn't raise her hand once. And so for me to actually learn how to have a conversation, I had to actually study foreign languages. So I took Latin in high school, never talked to a soul, and then I started taking Chinese in college, and they teach you like a script of how to make small talk, basically. And so I learned how to do small talk through that, and then it wasn't until, I majored in economics and China studies. So I didn't do anything theatrical. And then once I graduated, I ran off to Korea, and that's where I randomly ended up on a variety sort of talk show. And once I was
I'm
there...
sure there are a few steps
Yeah,
in
the jump
there
is
somewhere.
great. So then I graduated with my economics degree, and then I was in a
ended up on
Korean
a Korean
talk show.
and
That's basically, what happened. No, I got off the plane.
ironically, we had the same journey.
Yeah.
All right. No, I got off the plane and I was intending to both study Korean at Yonsei University, and I was also going to fund my way of study by teaching English. And so I get off the plane and I get into the car with the guy who owns the English Institute, because there's a bunch of little private institutes in Korea that usually hire foreigners to teach English. And so I'm sitting there with him and he's like, "Oh, Vickie, you went to Cornell." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "So you're smart." I'm like, "It's a trap?" "Yes." "Yeah." And so he goes, "You're going to write our textbook series." And I was like, "What?" "Yeah, I'm 22. Cool." So I'd be waking up at like 6 a.m. I'd go to the intensive language program at Yonsei University. Oh, I was an hour out of Seoul. I was at Ilsan. Ilsan actually was built about an hour north of Seoul as a barrier city. So in case North Korea attacks, they have to go through Ilsan first, and then they hit Seoul. So I was staying up there. And then so I'd come in for the morning. I'd be studying Korean until like 1 or so, and then I'd head back to Ilsan, and then I'd be writing in the Hagwon, in the English Institute, from about 3 p.m. till midnight, because they didn't have the laws yet. I think it was like 2 years after I got there that they had laws that restricted the hours of the English Institutes, because they have educational fever, is what they call it. So basically, these places would be open until midnight. Students would be there after school studying, and then they'd be waking up at 6 a.m. the next day to go to school. It was crazy, and the kids were falling asleep. So yeah, I didn't really like the atmosphere there, and I was kind of like, I wasn't promised this when I signed up. So I filled out a form. I got recruited. They were kind of like looking at Yonsei University for pretty girls who spoke Korean. I'm not saying I'm pretty, but like they thought I was. So they approached me, and then they had me fill out the form to be on the talk show, and then they had me interview, and they were like, "So we hear that you hung out with Bianca, who was a pretty big star in that talk show." And I was like, "Yeah, we partied once." And so basically I gave all the dirt on Bianca to them, and they were like, "Yes, we want you on the show." So I sold out a friend, and I got on a talk show.
Excellent.
And that's kids how you do it.
Yep.
Excellent.
So yeah.
That's a
was
good
your Chinese?
story.
My Chinese used to be fluent, is what I would have said, but now it's a little rusty. Why?
Mine
Can we?
was- No, not unless you want to talk about cowboys and fart jokes, because that's pretty much all I've got. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, you fit in perfectly here.
What's a cowboy?
Chris,
Neonan?
here's some cowboy
Yeah,
fart
and
jokes.
then Sheriff was Schwagat. Someone at Schwag. I forgot. I can't even do
Are
it
you,
anymore.
are you trying to say Schweiger?
Yes,
Because
but that's what I
that's
know.
handsome
I'm not. That's
guy.
handsome. That's why it was called a lot there in China. It's weird. Yeah. That explains
Okay,
that.
there we go.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
No, it was really frustrating. I took Chinese lessons every other day when I was there. For the entire time I was there, I can remember nothing. I had flashcards when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, so they would say something to me, and I would kind of know what they meant. I'm like, And I'd flip my flashcard and kind of like show like what I think they said, and they'd be like, yeah. I'm like, okay, sweet. And I'd find my next response on my flashcard, and that was like how I communicated in China with my
Yeah.
flashcards.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not like a romance language. You have to put in so many hours of dedicated study
So many
just to get
vowel
to the
sounds.
basic level.
Yeah. No, it was crazy, dude.
It is tough.
Yeah. But again, if you only know how to say things about like who shot you in the butt and who farted, then
I always
you can't
learn where's
really
the
get
bathroom.
through China very well.
Very applicable.
I just
to
learned where's the
modern life.
bathroom first. That's
a good
it.
one to
Don't
know.
estar el baño.
That's not
That's
Chinese.
what I know.
though.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's what I would use.
Gonna get you far.
I use that everywhere.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Mad TV sketch, K Ora S? They do basically a telenovela, but it is the only line that they have is K Ora S.
K-O-R-S.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then the answer is always ocho. So it's like K Ora S. Ocho. Like just whatever they're doing.
Is that
Perfect.
still on?
No, but
No,
I
it's
watch all
old
the clips
Mad
on
TV.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, on YouTube because you're a YouTube star. I think we talked about
Well, no,
that.
I watch it.
I used to watch Mad TV back when Will Sasso and those guys were on. There were some really
I thought it was
amazing
great.
people on there.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff then.
Yeah, actually, a lot of them were from Minnesota. So when I was up there and I was like hanging around with the improv people a little bit, even though I was done, I was no longer doing any of that. None of that. They all like knew all of them,
Okay.
and they would like give me all the dirt on all of them. Can I sell them out? Let's do it.
Yeah.
No,
And then you can be on a TV show.
yes.
Neato.
Yes, they think I'm the pretty one. That's not going to
true.
happen.
That's true.
So yeah, you mentioned the other day.
Wait, so you're pretty and you speak Minnesotan. So that's what
in,
they're
in
looking
Minnesota,
for.
I am
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried
seen
approaching
Fargo?
Minnesota Public TV?
Huh?
Have you tried approaching Minnesota Public TV?
About what?
Well, being.
About you.
Yeah.
About
You could do
them
that.
They're up in
creating a
Minnesota.
vehicle for you to star in.
They're up in Minnesota. I'm here.
That's why we had the internet.
Yeah.
They don't
What's
know that.
this internet you speak of?
Listen, as far as they know, we could be in Minnesota right now.
You know what, honey? I just need you to get into something comfortable.
Yeah.
And
Flannel.
then you're going to look
Oh,
at
wait
the
a minute.
camera.
I've been there before.
Flannel
I'm like
pajamas.
Coco in. What's that? Yeah, what's that movie? Not Flashdance. What's that movie with about the school that you used to love? The School for the Arts.
Schoolhouse Rock.
No. Remember the school in New York?
Space Camp.
No, Fame. I'm like Coco in
I'm
Fame.
gonna live
I'm taking my shirt off. I'm
forever.
crying. I know what the shoot is. You guys ever
Yeah,
see?
you're doing good, baby.
Did you guys ever see Chris Elliott's show, Get a Life? Look it up on YouTube. I know you're familiar with it. There is one where he goes to beauty school to be a runway model, and he changes his name to Sparkles. And finally gets hired on one job, and he gets there, and the guy's like, "Okay, take your shirt off," and he starts crying. I know what this shoot is. And it turns out he's supposed to be the before picture. I actually auditioned for one where I was supposed to be the before and after for a bald spot thing. I was like 20. I didn't have a bald spot, but what they were going to do is, I'm going to spoil it here. I had all this hair, and they're like, "Great, it looks great." And they were going to shave my head and make it look like I had a bald spot. And they're like, you know what? You just wear a hat for like 3 months.
Sure. Thanks for the
Fine. But I didn't get it.
I got paid one time to get. That was really great for me. All right.
I know, that was awesome. She's doing physical comedy up here.
Yeah,
I like
that
it. It
was
was Lopsy,
planned.
Italian Dell'Arte
Yeah.
right there. I got paid one time over at UIC to be part of an alcohol study where the control was like they had to eat a bagel and then drink vodka cranberry juice, and that was all you did for like 7 hours, and then watch the Fox and the Hound as your control video, and it was marvelous.
Wait, you got paid for that?
I got paid a fair amount of money, and then
I got paid to shave my legs once.
nice,
Yeah.
awesome.
It's pretty cool.
All right, well, this is good.
No, I didn't get.
Sorry, I'm sorry to
No,
Was that in
no.
Korea? That wasn't
Yeah.
a filmed thing, was
Yeah,
it?
we can stop
I
there.
had a guy
I saw that
who
website.
used
Yeah. Very
to get
weird.
me. He used to get me like little English jobs where I would tutor CEOs at like LG or wherever for like just like an hour as long as we sit down and have a conversation. And so anyway, so this guy one day calls me up and he's like, "Hey, how about you shave your legs and I can get you paid?" I was like, "What?" So he drove me about an hour and a half outside of Seoul to like a weird building that looked somewhat abandoned. And then I brought some gym shorts and I shaved my legs. And he said there were cameras in the room. I don't know. I haven't told this story before, and it sounds really weird, but I got paid for
Suddenly,
shaving
as
my
you're
legs.
telling it, it's getting weirder.
I have nothing that can top that. That's great.
You win.
Yeah,
I do
you did
weird
it.
things.
You have won Blue Box tonight. Well done.
Thank you.
Goodness.
Thank you.
Very exciting.
Yeah, my funniest audition story, because I did commercials and stuff, so I came from that world. And my funniest one, there was a point this was up in here. I did a lot of auditioning, but up in Minnesota, I got really hot for a while. Two things happened. One, I was soaking up all this work and nobody knew me. So I was sitting in there in a room full of people, and two guys are sitting there grumbling, there's some jerk in town who's getting all the work. Yeah, I wish I knew who that guy was. And I'm sitting there going, I know who that guy is, because every commercial they named, I had just shot. But the funniest, and this one happened here, I go into this audition, and I was getting a lot of auditions, a lot of work. I go into this audition, and I am one marshmallow in the cocoa, if you know what I mean. It was a room full of black guys and me, and I'm like,
Marshmallow in the
I think I'm in the wrong place. So I call my agent. I'm like, what is this? And she goes, they wanted you. And I said, why? I mean, it was like really. And she goes, if there's one guy who's going to get this, it's you. And I'm sitting in this room and I'm like, what does she mean? And it was so strange. And I mean, talk about getting the stink eye. It was like that scene in Animal House. Like when I walked in, everything went silent.
Yeah.
You mind if we dance with your date? I'm like, ah. And the one guy, I swear to God, I'm just sitting there, and I'm scared to death, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what is going on? Not because they're black guys. I don't care about that. Because I'm like, what is this? And the one guy looks at me and he goes, you're going to get this damn thing, and a brother should really get this thing, and you're going to get it. I'm like, I'm not going to get it, I swear to you. I didn't get it.
So curious what the product was now.
You know what? I can't remember, but it was something it was like McDonald's. So it was like it could be anybody, but they were obviously shooting with African Americans.
Yeah.
And me.
Huh.
It's like the weirdest thing, man.
I guess my weird audition.
I didn't shave anything.
No. I was auditioning for Dracula one time in college, and it was me and a whole bunch of male models, and I was like, they were all like, for real, like GQ, Amber comedy guys, right? That's their job, right?
And in
they're all like,
came
they're all
Frodo.
like, yeah, and they're all, I'm like, when are we going back to the Shire? And I came in there, and they're like, and there's that's really pretty, and then he's really pretty, he's like 6'100", and he's really pretty, and oh, the muscles, oh God, oh, the muscles, right? And then they got to the part, they're like, okay, so now we want you to pretend like you're biting that girl. I'm like, I can do this. I have trained. Rawr. And I decided I would do it like a wolf. I thought that'd be cool, right? If I was like a monster, right? Not pretty. And apparently that was what they were going for because it was scarier. All the rest of the guys were concerned about being pretty and Dracula being pretty. And I'm like, but this was...
They'd all seen that Frank Langella film.
Right. And so I was like, but he should be terrifying. So that's what I went for. And I got the part. So I bit someone for a part. So that's,
Nice.
That's really cool, yeah.
They were videotaping at the time in an abandoned house in North Korea when I did it.
They said there were cameras there.
They said there were. Yeah. It's on the internet somewhere.
Bill, you got a story like that? I bet you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I know a Bill story, but we'll save that one for later. So let's see. Orion. Here's how I know Orion. Molly,
Hi, Molly.
who everybody in the room knows pretty much, except you. Molly is my
like
daughter.
Pollyanna.
She's just 9, and she wanted to be an actress. And we looked around for places for her to take classes. And I'm telling you, everything I saw sucked. I'm real specific about it. I didn't want it to be, something garbagey. And Martha, my wife, found Edge. And I'm looking at their stuff, and I'm like, this is great. She goes, it's great, isn't it? It's exactly what you want. And it was great. And we took her there, and day one, minute one, we knew They're going to teach acting. It's cool. It's awesome. That's how I met Orion.
Yeah.
And then we had a conversation in the hallway and went, I think we just became BFFs, and we started building bunk beds.
We did,
and we're doing activities together.
I'm excited.
And
you should see our blanket forts are out
it's
of the
awesome.
world, man.
It's off the chain.
Yeah.
It's a modern bromance.
And then he met Chris, and now there's the three of us.
Yes!
It's getting a little tight, but
There you
we're
go.
doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's how we know each other. And Orion's sensibility towards all this stuff is just something that I really gripped onto. I love what he's doing. Like, Molly was in The Three Musketeers, but she got to play D'Artagnan. So,
Nice.
like, you're big on, like, breaking the gender barrier.
It's really important to me that in Edge, I don't care what gender you walked in with, is can you play the part? You know, so
I mean, obviously there are going to be parts that, that's probably a woman, or that's probably a guy.
The thing
but
is that,
most
again, the
parts
personal
aren't.
pronoun might be that, but I don't care who you are when you're playing that.
Right.
I used to cast a lot of young women in these male-dominant roles because I think that was important, that they get to be most theater, most literature is written for men, and that's of course very inconvenient if you're a young lady. You don't get to play the heroes, you don't get to play the warriors, you don't get to play the wise ones, right? You play the damsels, you play the ingenues, and so it used to be just casting young women to go play these roles, and then we started writing our own plays, making sure that they were very strong, fully run female roles in the plays. And then last year we started putting men into women's roles and women into men's roles and just throwing it all out the window. In fact, Kevin, who's in the audience, thanks so much.
Kevin's right here.
I threw Kevin into a girl role last year because it was a role that he's an actor I thought he would do well at. And to me, again, it doesn't matter.
Well,
what
isn't
your
that the whole
gender is.
point?
Yeah, just go do.
Being
go
an
do-
actor, isn't that the point?
You're not playing you, so why do I don't
Right.
care. You know,
Well, and it used to be.
so-
I mean, like in Shakespeare's day, the men played the women.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole thing. The women weren't allowed to, but
Right.
but still, the men played the women. It's perfectly acceptable when women playing men roles. It doesn't matter.
Well, you know, I am a feminist, and I have no problem saying that. And I've got friends of mine who challenge me on that. But the fact of the matter is that unless we actively try to change things, it's going to stay the same.
Right.
And so in my theater company, I try to say, you know, from these kids who are 7 years old, 6 years old, all the way to my adults I work with, I'm like, you should be allowed to play a role that challenges not just you, but society. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm in a group called Improvise Jane Austen, and we're an all-female group that we do a full-length play in the style of Jane Austen that's
so
fully
cool.
improvised. And
I like the idea of
it's
that
so
very much.
fun.
We're doing Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies next.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
actually are.
just finished a run, and like one of the greatest things is that we can play men, we can
You bet.
play women, we can be anything, and it's hard too because it's like I think there's a lot of people who feel that they're very liberal and feel that like they don't have stereotypes in their head, but you get in an improv scene with them, and they'll still make you into the mother, the wife.
Yeah,
the-
every time. Yeah.
every single time.
Do you know the mammal work, the all-girl stuff they do, all-girl Frankenstein, all-girl Dracula?
I don't know this.
It's phenomenal. They take it's just like I said, it's a full cast of women, adapted usually by their artistic director and then also several other young ladies, and they take these incredible works and they kind of reimagine these worlds, and it's all women on stage, and it's vibrant and electrifying. And I've got my dude friends who are like, oh, so I can't be in that? I can't be in Babes with Blades? I can't be... I'm like, dude, you're going to be okay. There's 1,000 other places that you can act.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay to support somebody who's challenging the norm.
Right.
You know? So...
Right.
Yeah.
There aren't 1,000 places they can play those characters.
Right,
So,
right,
yeah.
exactly. You know?
Yeah, when I was teaching acting at Harper College 100 years ago, I had a couple of students that had disabilities. Like one was missing the arm from here down, and she was really, really good. And I remember sitting down with her and her mom because she said, I mean, this kid really wanted to be an actress, and she said, "There's nobody that looks like me in anything. I know, I guess I'm going to have to learn how to be a set person or a costumer." And I remember just feeling and talking to them about this, how my vision of it was, what does it matter? Just act through it. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
If you're an actor, you're an actor. Yeah, you might not get the role in a Michael Bay movie because that's not what he's looking for. I don't want the role in the Michael Bay movie. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing, too. Like,
Look at Peter Dinklage. That guy wouldn't have gotten work 30 years ago, and
Right.
he's amazing.
Times are changing in some ways, and they're definitely not in others. They're
Right.
extremely archaic in others, But I've been running a special needs theater program for over 9 years, and what I'm really jazzed about it is we do good work, and I really enjoy that, and that we ask everyone to work. I don't accept anybody's worst work. I want your best work always, right? But my goal is that these young people should be able to walk out of my theater and go audition for the community theater, the professional theater down the way, and should be respected as peers, not as a pity project, right?
Mm-hmm.
You walk into that audition, you better come prepared, you better bring your A game, and you'll get cast because you're talented and have worth. It should not matter if you have Down syndrome. It should not matter if you have ADHD,
Exactly.
autism. It shouldn't matter if you have CP or MS. It should matter what you brought to the table. And did you kick ass in that script? You did? There's the part.
Yeah, that's exactly how I look at it, too. And I'm sure you do, too.
Yes, I agree, yeah.
But the thing is this, here's the deal, guys. We're now opening these doors, right? So back in the day, we used to want these doors to be open. It's now up to us to open those doors.
Right.
You
What
know?
I think is ridiculous is you have so much innovation going on, like especially in the theater world. Like, look at Hamilton. Like, look at the
Yes.
diversity of that
Yeah.
cast. But then look at Hollywood. Look at the recent Oscars. Look at the fact that the BBC
Right.
just cast a movie about Michael Jackson and cast who they cast?
I don't-
Ralph Fiennes or something.
Yeah, that's
as
who it is.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
What?
Although, you know what? Okay. There's two sides to that. But there's two sides to that. I agree. If you look at it as a whole, you go, well, yeah, they cast a white guy as Michael Jackson. But from what we're saying, why can't a white guy play Michael Jackson?
Because the opportunities are not there for
I
African
get
American
that.
actors.
I get that.
You know?
I'm just saying this particular production, when I was reading about it, I kind of got the feeling like they were trying to be open-minded about what they did.
I guess to me, like it goes back to like those
BBC
doors
is a different animal.
Those doors are already open. Those
Yeah,
doors
yeah.
are already open. We don't need to open any more doors for more white guys to play parts that minorities could play. And that's, there was this debacle recently on the Facebooks, which was not a debacle, about Hamilton asking for new auditionees to not be Caucasian to audition for the show. And people were up in arms, freaking out, screaming, burning down things. I'm like, sometimes a play tells a story in a certain way, and that's how it is. There are 100 shows. I could probably list for you 100 shows right now which require only white people.
Right.
That's it, right? So one show that's just dominating and kicking ass everywhere is focused on ethnicity and diversity. Maybe it's okay, guys. Maybe you can go be in Wicked, and maybe you can go be in Billy Elliot, maybe you can go be in the 100 other musicals that your skin color will get you cast over somebody else's skin color.
Right.
So... Anyways, I think you can't take away race in casting. People have certain stories that are going to be told in certain ways.
Right.
But
that's why I said sometimes that is what the character needs to be.
Right.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and not always, right? But I like to point out the fact that we could have had, even though the majority of action movies feature a white protagonist. The majority of them do. Right. And there's no reason that you couldn't have had oh, this is sacrilege. Ray didn't have to be Caucasian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I loved Daisy. I thought she was marvelous. There's no reason that she had to be a Caucasian actor. You know what I'm saying? So, we could maybe move away from that a bit. That would be okay.
Yeah.
So,
Although in a case like that, from what I understand, he auditioned a wide variety of people.
Yeah.
And her audition just crushed.
She's amazing.
That's how she got it.
Yeah.
I'm with you on all of that.
Yeah. Man.
Boy, this turned into something other than what I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we
all right.
got deep.
I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to go. We're going back to the shallow end of things.
Okay.
That was way too heavy. Let's talk about
Yeah.
fart jokes immediately.
So, usually when I do these interviews, I've got a lot of comic book artists, and I ask them what's your top 3 comic books? I'm going to do something different with both of you.
Okay.
We've already talked about plays and YouTube and all that. Huh? Top 3 fart jokes in Chinese.
Tough on pee, wolf on pee.
Yeah. So, it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off for you. What's that day look like for you? Where are you going? What are the things you're going to do that day?
Oh man,
I know, isn't it the worst question?
I'm
I
skipping.
thought of it today. I thought it was awesome.
I'm skipping the responsibilities I don't have. Let's
You got a
see.
Ferris Bueller day. You're going to go. Because think about it. In that movie, he takes the day off and he's like, I'm going to have experience after experience.
Well,
Is it this season? Is it right now?
Yeah,
Right now.
What time
Okay.
of the year? And we're in the same universe, so we're not in the universe where everything I touch turns into cocaine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, we could be
Just
there.
wanted to check.
No, we'll do that question next.
Yeah.
Great.
Everything
Yeah.
you touch, because that'd be an inconvenience. You'd be like, "What's up, car?" Oh no.
Yeah.
That would be really tough,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's a really hard thing to burden me with.
Right. No, I'm not going to do
I
that.
don't really feel
That's
that
when we
was
play
fair of
Super
you
Fight later.
to
We'll do
burden me
that.
with
curse.
that.
That's the worst. Yep.
So, okay, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You're putting together the day of experiences. It doesn't have to be right now. It can be, what's the day of experiences?
Can it
Do
be
you wanna
warm out?
start?
No, you should.
Yeah, sure,
Can it be warm out though? Okay, that's all I want to know.
And it can vary between blizzard and sunshine, just like today did every 10 minutes.
So weird.
Okay.
So weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You got it?
Who wants to go first?
Okay, sure. I'll
Yes,
start.
Vickie.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
and wait a minute, we're playing improv.
Yes, we are.
and
So I guess in the morning, I'll wake up and do what I love doing, which is look at my phone. And then I'll get out of bed.
be a rebel.
I'm
Yeah.
such a rebel. I'll get out of bed, and then I really like going to the mall when there's not as many people there. So I'll go to the mall in the morning, which will be awesome.
Watch out for the grandmas who are running very, very. Oh,
Is
power
it open?
walking. The power walking grandmas.
Is it open?
Yeah,
I
watch out
could
for them.
join some grandmas going power walking.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You
Don't
know.
bump my mom.
Yeah. She will throw you.
Don't
with a
worry,
Foot
I'll
Locker.
probably be like 50 feet behind you, like struggling to keep up. I went hiking with my parents in Greece. I was the last person on the trail. I was about 50 meters behind everybody. There was an 80-year-old woman who was ahead of me. So
That happens.
That's
Have you
a
ever hiked
sad
with
story.
Germans?
No.
They take hiking like to a whole different level. There, by the way, just maybe watch out for that.
They-
Great.
just
I'm going
about
to try
everything to a whole
hiking with a
different level.
German next. That'll be my next thing.
That'll teach you.
Yeah, no, like honestly for me, like a day playing hooky or whatever is literally like laying in bed watching Netflix and
So
stuff.
that's your experiences. Okay, Orion,
Yeah.
you're the worst. Orion,
I know.
let's hear it. Your
all
day
right.
of experiences. Let's hear it.
I would get up like I always do at 7 in the morning and run
Look at
around
my
the house talking
phone,
to
I'd lay
lizards.
around the couch.
No, I bounce out of bed. I would immediately annoy my wife, as I am constantly doing, and yep. I would go running because I really enjoy running, and then I would wake Angela up if she's still sleeping because that's what she's doing. It's Saturday, right? And I'd I'd get the lizard out of the cage and put it on her head, and then see if she wakes up with that, and then she would. And she would not be annoyed because that's the really cool thing about her. And then, and then it's going to be warm out, right? So we're going to go out for brunch. We're going to go out to Chief O'Neill's for the Irish brunch. We're going to have that. It's going to be great. We're going to eat so much food that we don't want to move, but that's okay because I brought a blanket. We're going to go to the park. We're going to lay in the sunshine, and then we're going to read a Christopher Moore book while we're laying in the sunshine. And we're going to sit there until we fall asleep. We're going to wake up 3 hours later on, realize there's nothing left to do. We're going to continue sleeping. And then we're going to go get a massage over that cool massage place I know about. And then we're going to go sailing at sunset. And then I think that's all we've got planned for.
I forgot about the fact that I like to drink.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to go to a bar at some point.
Yeah,
You get liquored up and watch Netflix.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And then at 8 o'clock, we're going to meet up with Vickie and we're going to watch Firefly for a couple hours.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the plan.
Love it.
Why do I think she likes Firefly too?
I would assume.
think we got her on Buffy. I think we got her on Firefly, right?
And everything.
Yep.
Hooray.
Wow.
I think it's relaxing. I think for
All
me,
I'm going to say is don't remake Ferris Bueller because those both do not
No.
have the same impact as singing Dankeschön
Yeah.
and a parade,
I move-
crashing a Ferrari.
yeah, I move at really high speeds all the time. So for me, days off are me slowing down. So that's something I try to do when I have the opportunities. I just try to hey, and now you'll breathe.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it's not like when you're in China or something and you're 5 hours away from some 1,000-year-old temple. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of cool stuff in Chicago, but there's also Netflix.
Mouse House Cheese House is about 2 hours away, so that's...
I'm horrible. I'm a vegan.
No cheese for you?
Yeah, no cheese for me.
I'm dairy-free, no cheese for me either.
Oh, there
Oh my
you go.
God! I'm so glad I'm not either one of you.
I went
You
there...
were plugging something that you
I
don't
went. We
participate
went there
in.
recently. We took Molly there, and we're walking around, and they're taking samples. And there was one. No, I'm not vegan, but there was one tray that had sausage, but they hadn't cut the sausage, and it was just sitting there. And I'm like, please, God, cut that sausage. I didn't get to try anything there.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost stole the sausage.
I think
I was that
that
close.
sounds like my sophomore year in college. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so that was that question.
Yeah.
So we're. I don't want to run out of time. I want to ask a couple more questions.
Okay.
So, all right. This is actually going to go into your Netflix thing.
Oh, great.
Because yesterday or the day before, you posted that you were watching that IFC show.
Documentary Now. Yes.
And I thought, you know what? I want to ask you, what would you say are the shows people should be watching? We do a show called Binge Worthy where we talk about stuff like that. I've been watching. The Blue Jean Committee is the greatest thing I've ever seen on Documentary Now. But
That
what
was
would you
good.
give us 3 shows everybody should jump on either Hulu or Netflix and watch?
Okay, well, yeah, I just discovered Documentary Now. Netflix thought I would like it, and Netflix was right. So, yeah, definitely. That one's fun. They spoof all sorts of documentary genres. It's Bill Hader, Fred Armisen. Like, just, it's amazing. Let's see, what else? Oh, man, it's tough because, like, I watch so much stuff, but I'm like, wait, what do I watch?
Spit out 2 more.
I recently rewatched all 7 seasons of 30 Rock.
I'm watching that right now for my first time.
It's so good.
It's so much fun.
Yes.
I laugh all the time.
Really? I watched the
amazing.
first episode.
You did it.
I thought it was all right. I bet I just watched the first episode.
You should
and
watch
then
more.
Keep going.
That's all we got through.
We got to keep going.
Try it again.
Well, we will.
and
We're
my-
watching Girls right now.
Have wine.
Which is, no, my God, I love it.
Really?
My God.
Okay.
There's a class
The
of comedy.
writing
A
is
class of
so
comedy
good
up
on
there
it.
Lighting. Oh, talk about that. What's the guy? The good boy? Is it the good boy they have?
That third gaffer is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
woo,
go.
best boy.
Yeah.
Best boy, yes.
Boy, that's it.
All right, so anyway.
And then the last one, I'm just going to go with like my favorite show ever, and I'm going to say Arrested Development.
Yeah, good choice.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Do you like the Netflix one, the 4th season?
No, that one was horrible,
Something
and I
was
pretended
off with
it didn't
that.
happen. Well, it was because they couldn't get everyone together at the same time to film.
Yeah, so they had shots where it had like everybody, but you could tell they were all kind of like CG'd in.
Well, it was just like, yeah, so that's why they had to
kinda
tell
weird.
the story in the
Yeah,
way they did.
but they are doing
and
another season.
And I hope that they do it better.
Me too. All right, Orion, same question. Give us 3.
I really.
You watch stuff, so don't act like you don't.
Yeah, but I don't watch things that are current. I'm like
He
so
watches
far
a lot of
behind.
1970s
I don't care.
vintage
You could say
porno.
Astro Boy from the 50s.
Mostly Chuck Norris movies. No, I watch. I really,
It can be movies, too.
I really enjoyed Sense8. I just finished it.
okay.
It was
Great show.
astounding. It's bold. It's sharp. It takes no prisoners. It makes no apologies.
No, and the writing is brilliant on
It's
it.
fantastic.
Yeah, everything.
Again, as someone who is a fan of the LGBT community and wants to support that, there's doing some really bold things in that show, and they work. The main character's trans. I think it's fantastic. I love
Yeah.
it. So there's that. I love Franny Fisher. I'm still working through. You know Franny Fisher?
What's
Well,
that?
guys, let's talk about
Is
Franny
this-
Fisher. Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about
I've
this
heard
for a
of
minute.
those.
Oh, you're talking my mom's language.
Well, no, dude. What I'm talking about, that's the problem. Is that's what they think, but she's James Bond, only a woman in Australia in the 1920s, late 30s.
Wait, did you just post something about this?
I don't know. She's my hero.
I saw something about this and I marked it off like I gotta watch this.
It's phenomenal. So she knows the martial arts. She has many gentleman collars, but she's never shamed for it. Just like James Bond's never shamed for like sleeping with 100
Right.
women, right? She has all the gentleman collars. She enjoys hanging out with them. She dresses fantastically. She carries a golden gun. She knows kung fu and solves all the mysteries, right? She's totally awesome. It's the same lady who plays lead in Babadook, by the way.
Okay.
So yeah. So on the one
Is the
third of-
Babadook in it though?
Nope. But 1/3 of the costume, I mean, 1/3 of the money of the show is spent on
best
her
part.
costumes. She looks amazing. It's incredible. It's just like Castle. If Castle and James Bond had a baby. I'm just thinking about that for a second. Anyways, and they had a baby, and it was
Well, if it was directed by the Wachowskis, that might happen.
that could happen. Yeah. Oh, it's marvelous stuff. And again, as a hetero dude who likes things that blow up and whatnot, it's phenomenal, guys. It's super awesome, and it's been mainly
Is Tom
built.
Bosley in this? Because
I
no, I'm
don't-
kidding.
No,
That's
it's
a
been
Murder
mainly
She
built
Wrote
to
joke.
women, but it's not that. Anybody can love
Chris
this show.
got
It's
it.
marvelous. So Franny Fisher, Sense8. I don't. What else do I watch on the TVs? But you already said 30 Rock.
I did.
I'm working my way through Clone Wars for the first time. I'm a huge Star Wars fan,
Yeah.
but I'm not enjoying it.
You know what?
Yeah.
I watched the first episode.
Yeah, I'm on season
Are you seeing a
3 right
pattern?
now, and I feel like drilling my own teeth when I watch it.
And we have so many podcasters that love it.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't
My
get
nerd
it.
friends are going to kill me for this.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I wish I did.
Well, here's the deal. If I wanted to watch angsty people be angry at each other and treat each other poorly, I would just go outside of my street in Chicago. It's full of anger and cynicism, and it's mean, and I don't like it.
The first one, the Tartakovsky, whatever his name is, Tartakovsky, the one who did the very first Clone Wars, they were like 5-minute cartoons.
Yeah.
Those are fantastic.
Those are great. Yep.
That's why when this started, I was like, oh, this might be. Nope.
So there's that.
What about House of Cards? Did you watch that?
So this is me watching House of Cards. Season 1. Whoa. Season 2. Whoa. Season 3. Blah, 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 blah. That's it.
Oh, you didn't watch season 4? I
stopped.
liked season 4. They actually started talking about politics in season 4.
Oh,
It was
did they?
weird. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think he's Lex Luthor whenever I've seen that show.
I like him as Lex Luthor.
it's a lot better.
I like
Okay.
that Superman movie, and I like that Lex Luthor.
You like that? So
I did.
Do I. Nobody
Yeah.
likes that.
It's you and me. So far, we're the only ones in the world who watched Jonah Hex and that film,
No.
Superman.
Tarantino said that was one of the best films of that
So
year.
you mean
and
Tarantino.
he wrote this piece about it, and you read it, and you're like, he's spot on. It's because I was a big fan, and I'm like, I don't get why people hate this.
Yeah.
Plus the music, they used
Good.
the music from the Christopher Reeves. I thought it was better than the Christopher Reeves because it's more coherent.
Yes. Agreed. Good talk.
Okay.
Good talk.
Good talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
good talk.
So, tell people what you've got coming up, Vickie,
What do I have
and where they
coming
can
up?
find you and all that.
Just, check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com. Just search my name, Vickie Eisenstein. My channel will pop right up.
Or Eisenstein Effect.
Eisenstein Effect,
I found that.
The Lunch Crunch, whatever you want to do on there. My Twitter is @Vickie Ironstone because my last name is Eisenstein, which in German means ironstone.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
You're
well,
like a character
Eisenstein
from
wouldn't
Game of
fit
Thrones.
with everything. So I also do the Instagrams. I'm on, sometimes I do Periscope. Whatever, just I have www.VickieEisenstein.com. I own that. That's mine. That's cool. Just look me up online and I'll advertise things to you constantly.
Excellent.
Sweet.
And definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. That
Yes,
definitely
please
helps.
subscribe.
And if you watch and you like it, this is the thing that makes me the craziest. Definitely give like a thumbs up
Please.
when you like it. That makes a huge difference. And share it. I try to do that when I watch stuff on YouTube. If I see something I like, I try to share it because that's how people that are doing this get their stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me crazy as somebody that creates new media, and people are like, I love your stuff. I've never seen you share it. I've never seen it go anywhere.
Yeah, it's
I don't
so
mean
weird when
personally.
you talk
I mean
to
Orion.
someone and they tell
I've
you
got a lazy
about
eye.
an episode and you're like, you watch my stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea sometimes with people. Yeah.
We had kind of a stalker at C2E2. I'm kidding. He wasn't a stalker. But it's a guy who has seen us. He's only seen us live. He hasn't listened to our shows.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like been at things we've done live. And like I'll walk by and he's like, Rob. And I turn every time I'm like, oh. And he's like, I love your stuff. He's only seen us do live. It's so weird.
So he'll never hear this right now.
He'll
then.
never hear it. So
You
I
can
can say
say
he has
whatever you
funny
want,
hair
yeah.
and and a limp.
If you were going to compare him to an animal, but like kind of with bad connotations,
Oh, you want me
what
to?
would you?
Platypus.
Platypus.
Yep, that's my first pull,
There we
Okay.
go.
and that's probably accurate. Usually, first pull is accurate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had to make Bill into an animal, what animal is Bill?
Oh man, just gut instinct.
Can you do it? Yeah. Just what is he?
Polar bear.
I thought about
Polar
that for a second.
bear.
Yeah.
All right. He does smell like fish. Right. And I shook his hand, and it was very cold. And clammy, yes.
I was gonna go with not a sea lion. What's the like the leopard
Walrus?
seals? Leopard
No.
seals, right?
Leopard
Isn't that with
seal.
isn't that one with the white faces and they got the fur and they. No, not a
That was
cat.
the
Like
most
the
accurate
Loch Ness
description. If you could make that a
Monster?
Facebook profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a meerkat. No, they're the ones, and they're down in like the Arctic. And the
Cthulhu.
sharks try to bite their butts.
Chumley. You mean Chumley.
Oh no, they chase penguins. And they
Dolphins.
leopard seal. Yeah, I'm not insane. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Leopard
People
seal.
with bats?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. That was horrible.
Baby seal walks into a
Vickie,
club.
Why'd you have to make that
She's so
show?
mean.
All right.
No.
Too soon. I'm never too soon. I usually do it as things are happening.
Yeah.
Don't be around me in a plane crash. Funny. All right. So that's it. Thank you, guys. Oh, Orion, you didn't give
He
your
needs to
stuff.
plug,
That's
yeah.
cool, man.
Plug it out, Orion.
I have a lot coming up. Let's see. We have some great new stage combat classes coming up at the end of April. We have the very last 3 days of April. We have a lightsaber course. We have a self-defense class for performers and late-night commuters, and that's free. It's pay what you want, and all the money goes to a charity, goes to a women's shelter. And then we have our Bartitsu course, our Sherlock Holmes Kingsman cane fighting. So there's 3 days of stage combat. Well, 1 day of stage combat, 1 day of actual self-defense, and 1 day of stage combat coming at the end of April. You can find that on the Edge Theater Facebook page or the Edge Youth Theater page. We have a brand new session of homeschool classes coming up, which we really are doing Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies for my teens, and we are doing a brand new adaptation of Alice in Wonderland for my main ensemble. So it's going to be phenomenal. I'm really excited about that. That's with Bill Daniel writing the script again, so I'm really jazzed about that. Yeah, and then we have all kinds of cool classes. We have all kinds of fun stage combat. We're doing Quidditch. We're doing a Quidditch tournament.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be a Quidditch tournament for charity. So we have 3 kids teams. We're asking the community to come out, put together an 8-person team. All the money is going to be going to the 2 organizations that I support, which is Ups for Downs, which is based in Schaumburg, and Down in the Southland, which is another similar program down in Tinley Park. So we're going to take all the revenue from that, and we're going to give them to those charities. And we're going to go play Quidditch with a whole bunch of other dorks and have so much fun together. And that's going to be at a park in Chicago. So they'll be coming out that on the Edge Facebook page as well. EdgeOfOrion.com is my website. And again, if we're a 501c3, so if you do want to get involved making a difference in young people's lives, particularly in marginalized communities, particularly people with special needs and homeschoolers, let us know. Also, if you're a homeschool in the Chicago area within a 2-hour driving radius, or if you're looking for a new special needs program within a 2-hour driving radius of Chicago, we're looking to expand. We octupled our business last year. We have a whole bunch of teachers. We want to help. Let us know. Come find us.
Excellent. And just to be clear, it's Edge Youth Theater is the easiest. So if you type that in, you're going to find all this stuff there. And I'm gonna say something about the Quidditch thing because Orion and I have been talking about this.
It's going to be so cool.
So actually, I'm gonna step back. This is outside of our interview for a second.
Ooh.
Because you both are friends with me on Facebook.
Yeah.
I started a thing a little over a week ago, where I'm putting dreams down. And I just keep every day putting down a different dream. And it's been awesome. People are writing all these dreams in there.
Really
it's
cool.
so cool. Mm-hmm. I love it.
I do too.
And it's actually like a positive thing. I don't know. I'm going to ruin it soon. Trust me. But like I do. Anyway. You have. Don't worry. Yes. Anyway, one of the dreams that I had on there is that I want to make a documentary this year. Well, that's what I talked to Orion about. I want to make a documentary about this Quidditch event. So, in order for me to make this documentary, we need people to make teams do this.
Yeah.
So, that guy right there is going to do one. Mm-hmm. He's going to get his friends. I want to put together a either Southgate Media Group team or a Live at the Blue Box team or whatever. But we need teams. And once we have teams, I can make the documentary about this, which we're going to put on Vickie's favorite thing, YouTube.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah, screw doing it anywhere else. We're going to shoot the thing, edit it down, and make it a YouTube
It's going to be sweet. Yeah.
So I had to step out of it just for a second because that is one of my dreams. And when I say dreams, like it's not goals, it's not to-dos. These are dreams. These are things you wake up and you're thinking all these little things, and it just kind of goes together, and you go, this is a real dream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a shared dream now.
We do.
And now we have a shared dream.
That's part of like that whole manifestation thing.
Manifest
You're
your own reality.
The law of attraction.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have a dream board?
I don't. I just have an Oprah that I pin things on.
Oh, that's smart too.
Yeah. I have a dream Oprah.
That's cool.
You should
I
put
dig
some
it.
bread
Deep
on
cut
her.
joke only for Oprah fans. Yeah, that's right. I just put them on Facebook. Just tack it on there. My monitor's ruined now.
So I'm a really big believer that like the term that has allowed me to have the career that I have is manifest your own reality. Like if you don't make these things happen, who's gonna? So like
Totally agree.
If you want to teach lightsaber, if you want to be in a talk show in Korea, if you want to do your own media podcast,
If you want to be in some creepy hotel room shaving your legs for money,
that's what
you can make it a
selling
reality.
out your friends, man.
I didn't realize I
selling
had
them
that
out.
dream until now. I have to shave my own legs on TV dream.
I'm just going to bring Man Groomer and do it.
Yeah.
And we'll see if anyone pays for that.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it?
I don't know. I had a great
Is
time.
that it? All right. Thank you. Thank you, Vickie. Thank you,
having
O'Brien.
us
This was
on.
so much fun.
It was fun.
Thank you, Blue Box. We'll be back in a moment with Trivia Mayhem.